The courtroom is tense. The air feels thick, like everyone is holding their breath. You can hear the faint echo of footsteps on the hard floors as people shuffle in, taking their seats. In the front, the judge watches over the room with an air of authority, his gaze sharp and unwavering. The lawyers sit at their desks, preparing for what is to come. At the center of it all is a ruthless lawyer. He's young, sharp, and confident. Every move he makes is calculated, every word dripping with arrogance. He's the type of lawyer who believes that victory is guaranteed before the trial even begins. His suit is perfectly pressed, his tie tied just right. He exudes an air of superiority that anyone in the courtroom can feel. He looks over the room, scanning the faces of the jury, making sure to make eye contact with every one of them. His eyes flicker with something cold, like he's already decided the outcome. He's here to win, and nothing, or no one, is going to stand in his way. Then there's Bruce Dern. He sits quietly among the witnesses. His age is apparent, but his demeanor is calm. He doesn't make a fuss. No one can tell just how important he really is yet. And maybe the ruthless lawyer doesn't even notice him. Or maybe he simply doesn't care. The trial is about to begin, and already the stage is set. The trial begins. The ruthless lawyer stands, his voice strong and confident as he addresses the court. His every word is calculated, meant to intimidate. He walks around the room with the grace of someone who knows they're in control. The jury watches him, hanging on every word, and it's clear they're already leaning in his favor. He takes a moment to glance at the witnesses, sizing them up, deciding which one to target next. His eyes land on one, a woman who seems nervous under the pressure. The lawyer steps forward, his smile almost too perfect. He starts with questions that are pointed, designed to make her stutter, to make her doubt herself. It's not about the truth for him, it's about the win. Every word, every move is part of the game. He's playing them, enjoying the power he holds. His mocking tone, though subtle at first, becomes clear. He knows just how to make someone feel small. The witnesses try to answer, but there's an undertone in his voice that cuts deeper than the questions themselves. The lawyer moves through the courtroom, his arrogance growing with each exchange. He's quick to dismiss anyone who challenges him, quick to turn the courtroom into a stage for his performance. His eyes flicker with amusement as he watches the people around him squirm. He doesn't need to worry, he's too good, too clever. There's no way he could lose. The jury is on his side, and Bruce Dern. The lawyer barely even notices him, still sitting quietly in the background. To him, Dern is just another face in the crowd, but that's when it starts. The mocking tone is there now, clear and unmissable. The lawyer feels untouchable. No one can stop him. Bruce Dern doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. He's the kind of man who carries his presence without a word. He sits quietly in the witness box, his hands folded neatly in front of him. There's something about him that commands attention without demanding it. His gray hair is neatly combed, and his face, though weathered by age, holds a calm that contrasts sharply with the chaos of the courtroom. He isn't rattled by the lawyer's showmanship. In fact, it almost seems like he's not even paying attention. He looks down at the table, his eyes lost in thought, his expression unreadable, but that doesn't mean he's not aware of what's happening around him. In fact, he notices everything. The slight twitches in the lawyer's smile, the way the jury shifts in their seats when the lawyer speaks. He's seen it all before. There's a certain wisdom in his eyes, a quiet strength that the ruthless lawyer hasn't recognized yet. No one in the room seems to understand the true weight of Bruce Dern's presence. To them, he's just another witness, just another man caught up in the case. But there's a hint of something more, a lifetime of experiences hidden behind his composed exterior. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the ruthless lawyer doesn't realize. He sees a frail, older man. What he doesn't see is the power that Bruce holds beneath the surface. For now, Bruce stays quiet, but when the time comes, he'll speak, and everything will change. The courtroom is alive with tension. The lawyer stands tall, his eyes scanning the room. He knows he's in control. The trial is going exactly the way he planned, with each witness becoming more rattled, more uncertain. His smug smile never fades. He looks at Bruce Dern. Something about him seems off, too quiet, too calm. The lawyer's eyes narrow, a sudden flash of arrogance crossing his mind. He's about to take things to the next level. He strides over to the witness stand, his voice cutting through the silence. "Mr. Dern," he begins, drawing out the name. "You've seen a lot in your time, haven't you? You must have what? A lifetime of stories to tell. I can only imagine the kind of things you've witnessed over the years." His tone is laced with mockery, dripping with condescension. The jury shifts in their seats. The lawyer paces in front of the witness box, never breaking eye contact with Bruce. "But I wonder, Mr. Dern," he continues, "how much of your memory is still intact? I mean, it must be hard to keep track of everything after all these years, don't you think?" He smirks, the sarcasm hanging heavy in the air. A few chuckles escape from the audience. The lawyer's words are sharp, designed to wound. It's clear now that he's mocking Bruce's age, his experience, his very presence. He's playing the crowd, getting them to laugh, to join in his amusement. But Bruce doesn't react, not a flinch, not a twitch of his eyebrow. He remains as calm as ever, as if the lawyer's insults mean nothing to him. The lawyer's grin widens. He thinks he's won. He believes this moment has broken Bruce, that he's shattered the man's composure. But what the lawyer doesn't realize is that he's crossed a line, one that he'll regret. The mocking continues, louder now, more intense. But Bruce still sits there, silent, waiting for his moment. For a moment the courtroom falls silent. The lawyer, still standing tall, continues to look at Bruce Dern, waiting for some sort of reaction. He's confident. His smirk never wavers. He thinks he's made the older man uncomfortable, humiliated him in front of everyone. But then something shifts. Bruce's calm demeanor doesn't break, but there's a flicker in his eyes, something the lawyer hadn't noticed before. It's subtle at first, a small movement, but it's enough to make the lawyer pause. Bruce doesn't seem angry. He's not flustered, but there's something in his gaze that's different. It's like a door slowly opening, a realization that begins to settle in. The lawyer's confidence starts to crack. He watches Bruce more carefully now, something he hadn't done before. There's no nervousness in the older man's posture, but there's a quiet, intense focus in his eyes. The lawyer blinks, confusion briefly crossing his face. What is it about Bruce that seems off now? It's almost as if the insults didn't land the way he thought they would. Then the lawyer notices the little things. The way Bruce holds himself, the slight set of his jaw, the way his hands, though older, have a steadiness to them. There's something about Bruce that's more than just an ordinary witness. The pieces start to fall into place, and the lawyer feels a creeping sense of unease. Was there more to Bruce than he realized? Maybe, just maybe, this man was not who the lawyer had assumed he was. The realization hits him like a wave, too late to undo the damage. The lawyer's confidence falters, his smirk fading as the reality begins to settle in. He looks around the room, and that's when it really hits him. Bruce Dern is no ordinary man. The lawyer's mind races, but it's already too late. The pieces have clicked into place. The realization creeps over him like a cold wave. He's been mocking someone far more important than he could have ever imagined. Bruce Dern isn't just some old man caught up in this case. He's a legend. A name that carries weight. A man with a reputation so big that it's almost impossible to comprehend how the lawyer didn't recognize him earlier. The courtroom, once filled with the lawyer's confident bravado, now hums with a different kind of energy. A murmur spreads across the audience, as if they too are beginning to realize the truth. Bruce Dern. The lawyer's mind works frantically, trying to place the name with the face, but it's all coming together too slowly. The actor. The director. The man with decades of experience in the industry, who has stood in front of more cameras, more people, than the lawyer could ever dream of. The lawyer's heart starts to pound in his chest. He's done it now. He's insulted someone whose name commands respect, whose presence alone demands attention. How could he have missed it? As the truth sinks in, the lawyer stumbles, his words momentarily failing him. He clears his throat, trying to regain some semblance of control. The audience watches in silence, and the jury is now watching him too. Every small movement he makes feels magnified. Every breath, a loud reminder of his blunder. Bruce Dern, meanwhile, remains seated. His expression hasn't changed. He hasn't moved. He hasn't flinched. But there's a quiet dignity in his stillness. He knew this moment was coming. He knew the lawyer would underestimate him, and now he's just waiting for the right moment to let the world know that this game has already ended. The lawyer opens his mouth to apologize, to recover, but the words stick in his throat. It's too late. The damage is done. The silence in the courtroom deepens. It's not just the realization of who Bruce is that hangs in the air, it's the weight of the lawyer's arrogance, his mockery. And now the lawyer must face the consequences. The trial continues, but it's no longer the same. The lawyer can barely focus, his mind is clouded with the weight of his mistake. His once confident posture slumps as he tries to regain his composure, but the damage has already been done. Every word he speaks now feels hollow, like he's just going through the motions. The courtroom is quieter than before. The jury, once enamored by the lawyer's sharp words, now watches him with a different kind of judgment. There's a shift in the atmosphere, a growing sense of discomfort. People can feel the tension, the unease, even if they don't fully understand what happened. The lawyer's sharp cutting remarks from earlier now seem childish, reckless. The people around him have seen his arrogance for what it truly is. The way he mocked Bruce, belittled him, has made it clear, this is a man who doesn't care about respect, about fairness, or even about the case he's supposed to be fighting. He's too busy with his own ego, but the worst part is the lawyer's realization that he can't take back what he's done. There's no easy way out of this. Apologizing feels empty, fake. He can't undo the insult, can't erase the public humiliation. As the trial goes on, his mind drifts back to Bruce, the calm, quiet figure sitting in the witness box, who now holds more power in this room than the lawyer ever will. Bruce's unshakable composure feels like a direct contrast to everything the lawyer has come to represent. Bruce didn't need to say a word to expose the lawyer's true nature. For the first time, the ruthless lawyer feels vulnerable. He realizes that all his tactics, his mockery, his sharp wit, his cruelty, mean nothing now. The game has changed, and he's on the losing side. The trial wraps up, but the damage lingers. The lawyer no longer walks with the same confidence. His steps are slower now, each one weighed down by the consequences of his actions. The case continues, but his mind is elsewhere, replaying the moment he insulted Bruce Dern over and over in his head. The jury deliberates, but even they seem to have lost some trust in him. Their eyes now carry a certain wariness when they glance in his direction. The courtroom is quieter than before, and it's not just the seriousness of the case, it's the tension, the lingering discomfort from what they all witnessed. Bruce, on the other hand, remains composed. His quiet presence has turned into something far more powerful than anyone, especially the lawyer, could have anticipated. People are starting to talk about him, about who he really is. His reputation now fills the courtroom in a way that the lawyer's once did. The lawyer's arrogance, his sharp words and quick wit, have become his downfall. What he thought was a victory, mocking Bruce, belittling him, has backfired. Instead of breaking Bruce's composure, it shattered his own sense of control. The courtroom now sees him for what he truly is, an arrogant man who thought he could bully anyone, even someone with a quiet, steady strength. By the end of the trial, the lawyer knows his career won't be the same. The case may not have gone against him completely, but the public perception has changed. His reputation is tarnished. The courtroom that once felt like his domain now feels like a place of humiliation. Bruce doesn't need to say a word to win. He's already done it, simply by sitting there, calmly taking the insults, and letting the lawyer expose his own weaknesses. The quiet man has won, and the arrogant lawyer is left to face the fallout.